do end up getting pushed, but Third Impact is just going to slowly take their shot. 789 are going to play the low ground. That's where the zone is going to end. It's going to end, I believe, on the low ground. It ends in the middle of this circle.
And look at this, Luminosity going to find themselves in an engagement against their former teammate, Ixania. Russia v. Russia action, and Luminosity Gaming gets tagged up a bit. Sanya is the last alive. 789 gets the last laugh on their former organization, Luminosity Gaming, opting instead to pick up the CHMK roster. Well, this time, it's 789 on top, but like Girl said, Le Cite France arguably in the best position here with high ground, but they only have 2 players. They do have a Gibraltar, and we know how important that Gibraltar Dome is for this reason exactly. The defensive bombardment's coming through from Jibby, and of course it is Esdesu, Xania, and Believe Rock in a really tough spot between a rock and a hard place, quite literally. Joke's gonna actually push up on 789, and Xania is ready for it. He shuts it down really quickly. Third Impact is gonna actually join the party here. 2 squads remain. It's 789. It's Third Impact. Xania puts some shots in. Believe Rock needs to go huge. Xania gets one. Can he connect for the double? No. Third Impact is your champion of game number 1. What a game it was, girl.
It's gonna make your job slightly easier here, Tom.
Yeah, basically, you're able to break down what's happening at a lot slower pace, but it's all about this rock, just like Girl was saying. Having the high ground is huge, but I don't think anyone was expecting this sliver of the rock to be such a great head glitch, and it's basically impossible at this point. When you don't have any cells for the Cité de France, you don't have any batteries, you're forced to drop down directly into 789. I think the most impressive thing out of all of this, though, was how 789 was able to mix a couple of armor swaps in there. You see multiple armor swaps that were happening back and forth. The bubble, the drop down, all of this was perfectly timed from Third Impact.
A crazy play to stay alive, but that's going to mean 7 goes to 6 in the lobby, and we are in our final zone.
So now these teams starting to move in. All of the teams that are on height at the moment, it might be great for them right now, just firing down shots, but they will have to move at some point. The Arc Star is going to be thrown up, and to try and force these teams off height as well from Underrated, who somehow, like I repeated, are still alive in this battle. All the teams inside are going to be forced to fight. Horizon now taking shots from above. The Gibby Dome will go down, but unfortunately the EMP comes in at exactly the same time to make that completely and utterly useless. Dazo now, as the Wraith goes into the void to try and stay alive. Gambit now trying to make their move from inside to out.
Dazo's still alive. He goes down now, but that's 4th place for Underrated. That's a great placement for them, but it's not about it. It's about Gambit. The caustic gas is raining through. Can they find it? Hardeki still alive. He's into the void. Will he come out a champion, or will Dippities and T-Rex take the high ground and take it into their favor? The game, will they clutch it? It will be T-Rex, king of the dinosaurs, well, king of the lobby as well. They take game 2, and they shake up Europe. This is turning into one heck of a starting tournament to kick off the new year on set.
To be sure, this had everything we loved. It had the defensive bombardment. It had some incredible gameplay. It had, did I see an Arc Star or several? Anyway, let's talk about it, Tom. Bring me through.
6 squads. So I'd like to point out that there was actually 7 because I believe there was a solo throughout all this. So out of all of these games since the new changes to the zone, this is by far the most amount of teams that I've seen. And I think that we have to point out that when Horizon gets dropped right there, in case Sweeney goes down as well, that there was a huge EMP that got rid of the bubble where they could have been able to get that Rampart Sheila going, been able to set up, maybe get some good plays going with the defensive bombardment, which really would have been the counter to what the rest of these Crypto and Caustic comps are running. So you see T-Rex just methodically going in there, playing their advantages, and picking up a lot of kills throughout all of this. And that's the
Portal's going to find them success, and that's going to be a perfect spot right on the rat of Flavor of the Month. Meanwhile, K-Switty of Underrated switching over to Caustic from Rampart, finds himself in a tough position. Thank goodness he's Caustic, because that gas is going to keep him alive and well for now, but actually another teammate's going to come. It's an opponent right nearby. K-Switty is just surviving by the hair on his chinny chin of Caustic, and as a grown man, that's quite a bit of hair from Caustic. We'll see if he can survive here for now.
Those death box is actually great cover for him for the time being, but LG ends up taking him out. Sanya is indeed down, but they do have 2 alive. They will get the armor swap up, and they will be able to fight in these last 3 squads.
So we have Magicians, we have Luminosity Gaming, and we have Kick as our final 3 teams remaining in this one. It all comes down to this final fight. 3 members alive for Kick, 2 members for Luminosity, and I believe 3 for Magicians as well. It's a 3v3v2. Here comes the push. They don't want to wait for the ring to close. They're going to push in and take control of their own fate here, find themselves some great shots. The aggression pays off. Offense is the best defense here as Magicians takes out LG.
It was really good of them to notice that the team was a team of 2, so they will get the clean wipe and the 3v3 situation here with Kick.
So it all comes down to this final 3 versus 3 Magicians coming from CIS, Russia, Ukraine versus Kick, the Polish squad. We'll see who comes out on top. Here comes the push from Kimsu. Gonna try and find one. He's gonna get a knock that's huge. He neutralizes 2v2, but it's not gonna be enough. He gets taken out. All up to Cybic. Tries to get a first crack. He's gonna do that. It comes down to a 1 versus 1. Cybic going for the 1v2 clutch. Can he get it? Yes, he does! What a performance from Cybic. Kick is your champion of game number 2. Puts the team on his back and performs when it matters the most. A 1v2 clutch from Cybic of Kick Esports. Wow.
Sounded like we had a 1v2 scenario. That is definitely the way we like to see Apex played. Tom, walk me through how it is Kick found themselves on top.
Right, so you see LG gets taken out over towards the side by Magicians. Now Kick's starting to push in because they realize the situation. The defensive bombardment was used, smart play by going over towards the side, and everyone is just taking their angles. You get a little bit worried once you see 2 players from Kick go down. Really smart armor swap coming right through there, but everybody's doing maximum damage that they can while trying to take as little damage as possible. And now that's what happens when you open the rest of the game. So I was just really impressed again the way that they immediately collapsed and knew that the other team had to go and reload. Magicians just got done killing LG. Now's your opportunity to kind of pounce on it, but everybody has to hit their
into
shot.
a Mastiff, but the L-Star, how will it do? Third person for you Apex Legends fans. We've got it, and it allows us to take a great view of the battlefield right now. 1 at the highest, that's Magicians. And you've got Totem Esports, who have kind of made this lobby so interesting out of nowhere. Close to 6 at least kills to their name. Could they have the pop-off game that puts them in contention? We're going to find out in just a second as the circle is closing, and we're about to hit games in.
Yeah, Taskmaster with that play as well. You can see that they don't have the resources to get him back up to a full shielded complement as well. So he's going to be essentially with white armor in this particular final fight, which is, again, just shows how big a misplay that might have been there for Magicians. Serious, excuse me, from 3 Trees, just waiting for his moment to cause some disruption as well. As we will see the final zone starting to creep in now. The question is it going to be enough to force one of these teams to force their hands to start this fight, as we see Maliwan now with the Gibraltar defensive bombardment ready to go down as well, trying to force this team out from behind this crate.
And you know they're going to do it. They do not, I don't believe, have the ability to deal with that right now. It's going to be a ton of damage dropping down, and Maliwan is going to be right behind them. They're just making sure they can take a fight with this 3v3, and the solo doesn't try to poach them. It's all the damage. It's serious. He does get disbelief. He turns on the side of Magicians, and that means Totem Esports will take the victory. From 17th place to 1st, Totem Esports plant their totem in the ground. And Mastiffs in hands, they try to kidnap us. How about we kidnap this game and we put ourselves back in the conversation? This is why Europe is so fun to watch in Apex
And
Legends.
what to do if you got that God spot and the timing that it takes, and even that rat down from 3 Trees down at the bottom, there is still some timing. Talk me through all of this, which I think we can do now. The zone is actually a little bit slower.
Well, it stinks when a rat bites you in the butt. You have to go to the doctor or the hospital after that, or you may just end up dying.
There it is.
That's what happens here. Is the rat from down below in the sewers comes through and kind of ruins things from behind. But this is a great play from Totem Esports. Again, when you have the low ground here and you have a very nice placed bubble, everybody that's on the high ground is going to jump down. They're going to get that gun punch. They're going to be stunned slightly. That's when your opportunity to collapse.
As we now find a 3-team stand here. It's Totem, it's 3 Trees, and one other. No, it's not just Totem and 3 Trees to close this one out.
Absolutely. Mandy wasn't able to pull it off. He was the last one standing. It's very hard in this zone to be a rat, so props to Mandy and Sonya for trying, but this isn't a zone for ratting.
Yeah, that's a tough situation. So now, I love these late game fights. Kraber in the hands of 3 Trees, but Totem has really good armor and shield. And Amaz, of course, with the gold shield will be able to heal up 2 times as fast. Who will be the ones to clutch up here in this 3v3 standoff? It comes down to really just a game of execution, if you will. Who can execute the other team? Going for some cheeky Kraber shots is serious. Not going to connect. Only has 1 more. I want him to see him use that wisely here. No reason to waste it now because whoever he gets the crack on will be able to heal back up. Unless he gets a headshot, of course. Here comes the shot. They're just trying to bait that last Kraber shot, I think. He's waiting for it. Not going to connect. Kraber is out.
Kraber is out and he's down to only having one weapon and his close range weapon, so hopefully he can find a death box nearby. If not, yeah, there is a couple death boxes behind him, but he's going to go in, and he's going to go in hard here.
Yeah, decides to commit to the fight. That's a good decision because they know there's only 2 there, so they can take a 3 versus 2, but it might be ill-advised here as it's going to be Sharp connecting with some great master shots. He's going to hit one more, not going to connect for the one that matters the most, though. It is offense again as the best defense here, all up to Jay Savage. Last alive, goes in and tries to connect for a shot with the flatline, gets one knock. And no, it's not going to be enough. 3 Trees decides to take matters into their own hands. They push the 2 sole members of Totem, and they come out on top, girl. Wow, what a finish there for 3 Trees with a huge game and a must-win game. They were in 16th place in the standings there, girl. They needed that one.
Always a master class in final zone etiquette, if you will, and all the things to do and not. Tom, walk us through.
2 things to remember is Sirius is completely out of ammo here. And also there's some amazing angles being taken over towards the other side, especially from that player that's hitting him over on that east side. Now the Q has to be popped. At this point, you're just a sitting fish, and there's really nothing that you can do. But the way that he was able to just move in with the Mastiff was pretty impressive. And you, again, have to have the Mastiff in these type of fights. Otherwise, you're going to be done for. So I really like the way that they got aggressive over towards the side here. And it's just, you know, really smart team play, especially since
Mikkel, Can, and Dan get taken down while this rotation occurs. Third impact. They're trying to put some bullets down as well, and you can see Magicians right now. It's a hope and a prayer. The bubble goes down. Can they get in? They do for now, but will they be safe? Will they be able to live once this bubble does dissipate? A huge moment in our final game here.
And you can see Third Impact, they're basically targeting them. They know Magicians are first in the lobby, and if they go down, Third Impact finally has a chance. It looks like it's going to be Third Impact. Oh my God, they finished the first place team in the lobby. The second place team in the lobby is still alive, I believe, with Mikkel, Can, and Dan. They are over in the corner. And Third Impact knows that is really the team that has to go next, but they are in a perfect spot to survive one more round. They've got the Wraith Portal. They've got their Evo shields charged up. And Third Impact still has work to do. Mikkel, Can, and Dan 9 points ahead of them at 44 with Third Impact's 35 going into this lobby. Have they done enough on set to try to turn the tables that far here in the final game?
They found somewhere safe to play, and one thing that's huge here for MCD is the fact that they've picked up kill points in working their way to this position. They're not hoping that other teams aren't going to pick up points around them. They've done it themselves, and with the help of Third Impact, who have been firing down on every single team who has tried to rotate into this zone, they are in a great position now, and for me, still favourites, not only from positioning, but from points accumulated already in this game number 6.
There are 2 rats here, potentially having a bit of a storyline, continuing in the real battle in between. What you could see is really a 2-man show here for the victory in Europe. It's Magicians, it's Mikkel, Can, and Dan in Third Impact. These 2 teams top and then controlled over there at just the inside of that huge high salvo near the backside. It's just one of those things where you don't know how it's going to slice. 3 kills by Third Impact onto MCD. Could be enough on set to turn this around and give them the win, but will they get them?
Yeah, this is the play. If they take out MCD here, then Third Impact could numerically and mathematically win this tournament, but this fight is absolutely massive for them. Yuki's going to pick up one of the rats now. We're down to our final 3. They get the bubble down here.
Oh, they're going.
Impact are going to push. EMP comes down. The shot's coming from the vault as well. MCD have been wiped off the face of the planet.
Oh!
Third Impact, from the position they were, might be able to steal this away now.
Oh, it's just cooler. They're trying to find it, but they can stay cooler themselves. Will they go ahead and turn this lobby upside down? Ziki looking for the armor swap. No cooler. They take the victory, but have they done enough? Third Impact takes down Mikkel, Can, and Dan, second place.
I believe, Tom, if I'm not mistaken, all 3 players were there for our final moment. Tell me if I'm wrong.
They really were. Cooler comes around with a very nice flank, but the thing is, throughout all of this, is MCD gets dropped on. So the drone comes through, the EMP hits. Cooler understands the situation there. Also, we need to point out that this is the first time we saw Watson. This is going to be Yuki switching over to Watson, and they win with this team composition instead of playing Caustic. And the reason that they do this is because Watson generators are going to counter all that. But the problem here is that Third Impact decides